Today we'll be talking about the one and only Michael Chekhov.
First, we'll have the one and only Olivia.
Following with the gorgeous
Tati.
Next, we'll have the lady-in-waiting,
Nicole.
Last but not least, the one and only gentleman himself, David.
It's Olivia, and today I'm going to be talking about Michael Chekhov's background. He was born in St. Petersburg, Russia, in August 1891. His father, Alexander, was the brother of the great playwright Anton Chekhov. He married actor Olga Chichova in 1901, and they later got divorced in 1897. His daughter Ada was born on September 9th, 1912. She later had a very successful career as an actor. Also in the year 1912, Michael Chekhov became a leading actor in the Moscow theater. At this time, he was actively studying Stanislavski's new method of effective memory. Shortly after, Chekhov became Stanislavski's most brilliant pupil. However, by 1918, he started to create a new technique and to develop his own method for acting. In the year 1922, Chekhov became the head of the first studio of Moscow Art Theater. But in 1928, Chekhov decided to leave Russia and travel to Europe, where he impassioned Middle Europeans and began staging various productions. His international acclaim really began to spread when he emigrated to England to set up the Michael Chekhov Theater and an influential acting school. In 1935, he put together a company of Russian actors to tour the United States. This was where he met Beatrice Straight, an American theater, film, and television actress. In 1936, he was invited to establish a theater course in Devon, England. In 1938, he moved to Connecticut and started to set up his new school for actors.
Hi, I'm Tati, and today I will be talking about Michael Chekhov's exercises. Step 1. Create a gesture in your mind. Begin to rehearse this gesture. Make it huge, full of energy, and abstract. Step 2. Begin to rehearse the gesture. Make it huge, make it big, and make it full of abstract. Step 3. Begin to rehearse the gesture. Make it huge, full of energy, and abstract. The PPEs are expanding and contracting, qualities of moment, and different kinds of gestures.
Hello.
These 3 sets of tools represent all of the basic energy patterns Chekhov identified.
Sure. Right. I got this. Baby. This is Barbara's fault.
They are as essential to human experiences as chords are to music. Doing these exercises restores the artist's ability to move and speak in any way that a character might. If an actor learns the whole range of PPEs, he or she can express any image that arises. If we accept that energy is always in motion, we see the PPEs as most of the primal ways to which energy moves. NMCA continues the development of the actor's emotional life with sensations and qualities. Move with a quality of caution, simply gazing at our hand and moving it cautiously. We soon experience a sense of danger and begin to breathe cautiously, speak cautiously. Very likely we will soon feel fear. This very subtle means of activating emotional states, including our breath,
can open up. So you've got to breathe. Big breathing. Big body breathing into your...
When we walk with rage, breathe the breath of rage, and move our foot with the quality of rage, we will most likely feel rage. Chekhov's qualities and sensations free the actor from feeling the fear of not feeling the emotion and remove the need for psychologically disturbing recall and substitution approaches, even if we do not actually feel the rage.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and I'll be talking about Michael Chekhov's technique.
So for his technique, he developed an acting technique which was called the psychophysical approach. Basically, that meant imaginative approach to experiencing the truth of the moment. So for the truth of the moment, he talked about using transformation, inner and outward gestures, imagination, and working with impulse to get that truth of the moment. So it's basically working with imagination, feelings, and atmosphere. So to create that inner event, he talked about having this inner event occur in real time within the actor and being outwardly expressed toward the audience. So he called it creative individuality of the actor, not connected to the personality of the actor. So basically separating the personality from the character. So it was using inward expression and real movements in the subconscious in order to get that character on the stage. But he did not want the character to portray the actor's personality or a version of themselves. He did not want them to represent themselves. He wanted to use your own experiences in order to portray the character as an individual separately. So again, talking about he allowed the actors to use parts of themselves that are parts of their unconscious, not just the small gestures used in daily life to create a person, but more that subconscious. And one of the quotes that from his book was that all you experience in the course of your life, all you observe and think, all that makes you happy or unhappy, all of your regrets or satisfactions, all your love or hate, all you long for or avoid, all your achievements and failures, all you brought with you into this life at birth, your temperament, abilities, inclinations, etc., are all part of the region of your so-called subconscious depths. They're being forgotten by you, or never known to you. They undergo the process of being purified of all egotism. They become feelings. Thus purged and transformed, they become part of the material form which your individuality creates, the psychology, the illusory soul of the character. So that quote basically describes what he really means by that subconscious or unconscious beings, feelings, gestures that he wants you to kind of unlock in order to create this character and really put it into perspective on stage. So he focused on being able to individually seek a creative union of the character or with the character so that the character does not become a representation of the actor's personality, but its own artistic creation. Some notable actors that went through this technique and attributed their careers as actors include Ingrid Bergman, Marilyn Monroe, Anthony Quinn, Clint Eastwood, and some contemporary actors such as Beatrice Straight, James Spader, and Johnny Depp. And Stanislavski was one of his students, and he called him one of his most brilliant students.
Hi, I'm David Maher, and I'm going to talk about Michael Chekhov's where he owned a theater company in Moscow and worked heavily with Stanislavski and would tour all around Russia. However, though, with the Russian Revolution coming, he very much opposed it, so he left the country and went to Germany. During this time, he worked on the stage and also in tons of German films, including Troika and Phantoms of Happiness, the latter being a silent film. After this, he moved over to England and was doing multiple films and stage acting there, and then he eventually moved over to the US. During his time to the US, he worked with several Hollywood movies and TV stars, and he was in several movies, including In Our Time, Song of Russia, Texas, Brooklyn, and Heaven, Invitation, Spectre of the Rose, Cross My Heart, and Alfred Hitchcock's Spellbound, for which he was nominated an Oscar. Unfortunately, he did not win this, though. And his final film, Rhapsody, was a year before he died.
Ladies and gentlemen, and good friends, let us discuss tonight the problem of characterization on the stage. But first, permit me to make a following statement. Every true artist, and especially talented actors, bear within themselves deeply rooted and often unconscious desire for transformation. Speaking our theatrical language, desire for characterization.